Hello and welcome to the island of São Miguel in the Azores for round one of the 2018 FIA European Rally Championship. The ERC is back for this brand new season with 8 rallies from March to October. The ERC runners will face 15 stages this weekend on the roads of the island of São Miguel, which are characterised by their sandy surface and narrow nature. The Azores archipelago, which lies equidistant between Lisbon and New York in the Atlantic Ocean, consists of 9 island chains formed from a series of volcanic eruptions. São Miguel to the southeast is where the rally is based. It's the biggest island in the chain. The 2018 sees one of the strongest ERC entry lists in recent years, with 35 R5 cars competing here. Proven rally winners and favourites, they all line up here in the Azores for the first season opener.
It's amazing to start new year again with ERC. Perfect place, perfect conditions, so I'm really happy. We have the best package for the moment, I believe, but we need to use it wisely to achieve the goals.
Last year was an amazing season for me. The things happened very, very fast after my victory here in Azores. And I couldn't believe when I arrived to the last rally fighting for the title. So I win a lot of confidence, and I hope to make good rallies again this year.
In 2016 I won the Under-27 Junior Championship, and last year I was driving first year in 4-wheel drive cars, and I had 3 wins and 1 third place in 4 races of Under-28 and could win the championship after that 4 races. So now I'm looking forward for 2018, and I hope it will be as good as the last 2 years.
There are many drivers hoping to follow in Marianne's footsteps as they step up to the big R5 cars. One is Britain's Chris Ingram. And the other is Tamara Molinaro, both fighting in the Under-28 class.
It's a big step between the R2 car and the R5 car. I have just 1 full year in rallying, proper rallying, so it's a bit of a big challenge, but I have a good feeling with the 4-wheel drive car, so I'm just happy about it.
It's going to be my first ever rally in a 4-wheel drive car, and we've had some good miles testing, so it's down to me now to adapt to the car, and we've got all the ingredients. I just need to adapt quickly and we can be fast.
The ERC's commitment to future talent also continues in the Under-27 class. Always one of the tough categories as they fight for the massive prize on offer of €100,000.
There is a prize of €100,000 that you get for the next season if you're winning the U27 class, and I think it's really, really good. It's a really good way to take the next step, and it's a good thing for the championship.
So with the introductions out of the way, it's on to the rally proper. Some serious competition lies ahead here as we head out onto the opening tests for leg 1 of the rally. Starting off with the classic cloverleaf format, and of course round the Sate Cidades stage, the world-famous volcano on leg 1. Leg 2 takes us to the east for 6 stages covering 107 kilometres of stages, with the drivers returning to the service park in Ponte Delgada before repeating it all again in the afternoon. So the season kicks off in sunshine and style. The first loop of 3 stages take place on Thursday afternoon, partly cloudy weather. And new boy to the championship, Pierre-Louis Loubet, is into the first stage. Short and sweet, the first one, just 2.14 kilometres in length. 4th on the road for Loubet. He's the son of the French rally driver Yves Loubet, who was 1989 ERC champion. Technical problems in stage 2, couldn't complete the test. Laurent Pellier, 7th on the road today in the Peugeot 208 T16. It's his first time here on this surface. First time we've seen him competing in the anger on the ERC. He was 25th quickest in stage number 1, but was much faster in stage number 2 with a 10th fastest time, finishing 10th in the standings on leg number 1. As for Chris Ingram, he was 9th on the road, stalled at the start of stage 1. This is the first time he's ever used the four-wheel drive R5 car on gravel in the heat of battle after winning the junior under 27 class last year. Ingram had a big moment in stage 2 and nearly hit a tree. But he was 4th quickest in stage number 2, 4th overall in the standings after 2 stages. Very, very lucky to get away with this one. 8.4 seconds behind Kochi.
We almost went off into a tree. I don't know how we got away with it. I'm so lucky.
Direita 4, mais faixa. 30. Direita 3 menos, longa por dentro.
Bruno Magalhaes won here in 2017. He's won the Azores 3 times in the past. He was 3rd fastest in stage number 1, 6th fastest in stage number 2. This is where we're watching him at the moment, the first proper gravel test of the rally. Bruno drops down to 6th in the standings after the second stage, just 0.4 of a second behind local driver Bernardo Sousa. This guy is back for another go of the ERC in 2018. It's the Russian rocket, Alexei Lukanuk, with his flamboyant driving style. 2nd quickest in the qualifying stage, electing to go 14th on the road for the opening tests here in the Azores. Choosing hard Pirelli compound tyres as well. Puts him 2nd fastest in the opening stage of the rally. But then has a moment in stage number 2.
82 минус через трамплин, 4 чуть длинный. Аккуратно.
Very, very lucky here. Off the road and into the field, that could have rolled. Struggling to find an access point back onto the stage, but does so. Despite that, he was still fastest in stage number 2. Lukanuk leads the rally, but Ricardo Mora, winner here in 2016, lives on the island of São Miguel, knows the roads pretty well indeed. Fastest in the qualifying stage, so Mora is 15th on the road for the opening leg. 6th fastest in stage number 1, which was just the short street stage to open the rally. He was 2nd quickest in stage number 2, just 1.3 seconds slower than Alexei Lukanuk. Round 1 of the championship, and we're in the Azores. 2.5 hours flight from Lisbon, deep into the Atlantic Ocean. And to wrap up the morning's action, to wrap up the afternoon's action, it's the iconic super special stage in the bottom of a quarry. Chris Ingram. 10th fastest in stage number 3 for Ingram. Great start to the rally for him. With just a little bit of rain, Bernardo Sousa, winner of the event in 2014, 5th fastest in stage number 2. He was 7th quickest in stage number 3. 5th overall in the standings. Now Bruno Magalhaes was struggling a bit today. He was 5th quickest in stage number 3, despite getting a big airtime in front of the crowds on top of the cliffs face of this quarry.
Difficult day. The second stage was difficult. We lose a lot of time. But I need to improve a little bit the setup of the car, and I need to improve myself.
This is Martin Koci from Slovakia. Haven't seen him on the ERC before, but a new face to get used to this season. Impressive start from the driver. 3rd fastest in stage number 2 on the just over 17-kilometer test that was run as stage 2.
It was nice, I have to say. The second stage was very, very tricky, but we enjoyed. We tried to keep going.
This is Ricardo Mora. Great start from the local hero. 3rd fastest in stage number 3, 2nd overall, just 1.1 seconds ahead of Koci.
Still have to improve a lot with my driving, but okay, it was a clean run, no big mistakes, too much sideways. I have to try to drive it cleaner.
As for Alexei Lukyanuk, got his race face on this super special stage. Drivers running side by side. It's like slot car racing on the last test of the day. He was 2nd fastest in stage number 3, leading the rally after 3 stages.
Small mistakes there and here. The pace is good, but we need to put all together to achieve the results. So I'll try to sleep well tonight.
Cool, calm and collected. The city of Ponta Delgada hosts the service park, but out there in the countryside, this island is absolutely stunning. It's a beautiful place to come, very, very small island. You can drive around all the stages, spectate back to the service park. It's a great place to come and watch the rally, a real adventure as we head round. And look at the map for leg 1 as it continues on Friday morning. The classic cloverleaf format, 3 stages back to service and then looping round and doing it all again in the afternoon. Sate Shiraz is the iconic volcano stage, normally enveloped in cloud. On one side you can sometimes get a good view, other times there is lots of fog in the way. Let's see how Marianne Griebel gets underway in this one. Third car on the road as leg 1 continues on Friday morning.
Rechts 48, links 2. In rechts Voltaire. 60. Rechtseingang für links 2, slip.
Griebel was 8th overall in the standings as we wrapped up the first 3 stages of the rally, but first time that he's driven the Peugeot in anger. Last season he was in the Skoda Fabia. Not quite happy with the feeling and the balance in that car. As for Bruno Magalhaes, he's back in his usual office, the one that he won this event on just 12 months ago, driving the Skoda. He was 4th overall before stage number 4. 4th fastest in stage 4 and stage 5.
Para a direitinha 20, topo fundo, para a direita 6 curta. Para a esquerda 4 mais boa, longa tarde.
We're on the classic volcano stage with Bruno now, and you can see the visibility is way down there at the top of the stage on the rim of the volcano, but further down.
There is a lot of fog, difficult conditions, some stones on the road, very loose surface, difficult. It's very easy to make a mistake in this stage now.
As for Bernardo Sousa, he was 5th overall in the rally before stage number 4. He was 4th fastest in stage 4, 5th fastest in stage 5. And didn't like stage 4 or stage 5, said it was too narrow. And of course the low visibility on top of the volcano rim.
Dois ganchos. E esquerda 3. Sempre dentro, 3. Sempre dentro. 80.
He was 8th quickest in the Volcano stage, dropped down to 9th in the standings for the local boy, Chris Ingram. Pumped and ready to go. Off he goes. Not quite firing the Skoda down the start of the stage there, but getting used to the launch control on this thing. Remember, he's driven this stage before when he was driving the Opel Adam in the under-28 class. That was a two-wheel drive car. But the Fabia's four-wheel drive, and very, very feisty Ross Whitlock calling out the pace notes to him.
Keep 6 right, over wide junction, opens, max 3 right, up 250.
Chris was 6th quickest in stage 4, 2nd fastest in stage number 5, but still got a bit too much sideways action. And in stage 6, where we are at the moment, the car cut out on him. Had to reset it, restart it. He was 4th quickest.
Yeah, last stage was really good. So bring on Volcano number 2 this afternoon.
Now Martin Cocci. He was 3rd overall in the rally after 3 stages on the overnight halt. Back into Friday morning as leg 1 continues. He's quick though, is Cocci. We're going to see some impressive stuff for him on the ERC this season. This is only his 2nd morning on the event. 5th fastest in stage number 5, but had no confidence on the narrow sections in the subtropical climate. It can all go very wrong in Satay Shiraz. It's really tight in sections. 10th fastest in stage number 5.
This one was very tricky, you know. Sometimes fog, sometimes muddy. I'm not really happy with my drive on this stage.
Not really happy, but just 0.1 of a second slower than Chris Ingram in the overall standings. Ricardo Meura getting serious airtime in front of his family and friends standing at the side of the stage. Mora's up to 2nd in the standings before stage number 4. Has a massive, massive push in stage 4 as well. Sets the fastest time in there, but drama in stage number 5. Picks up a puncture. Does half the stage with the puncture on the back of the car. The tyre not delaminating, so not causing any battle damage to the Skoda, but losing 13 seconds to Alexei Lukyanuk. Still 2nd fastest in stage 6 though, so not too bad for him. See the concentration on his face.
I think I was going pretty fast on the previous stage. Okay, we had a puncture, at least it was on that one. If it was on this one, then it will be a tragedy.
So picking up the puncture, dropping time. It was a good battle with him and Lukyanuk. So Mora's going to have to claw back against Alexei Lukyanuk. See how much air he gets off the top of this jump. Kind of cooled and restrained for Alexei. So with Alexei Lukyanuk leading the rally after stage 4, 2nd fastest in stage number 4. The stage win for Lukyanuk in stage number 5. He tweaked the setup of the Fiesta heading into stage 5 and felt that he was a bit happier with that, despite just kissing the wall here on stage 6, the Volcano stage. Setting fastest time in this one.
In the fog, it was tricky actually, and twice I touched the walls, and it's not the way I should drive now.
This is the ERC. This is round 1 of the championship. As we take a look at stage 7, 8 and 9 now. It's a repeat of the morning's loop of stages with cows on the road in sections. We'll pick up some more ERC action next as we hit stage 7. 7 kilometers in length, stage 8, 7.46 kilometers in length, and stage 9, which is where we are now with Thomas Kasperczak, 23.87 kilometers in length. Kasperczak 16th on the road today, crashes, rolls. And parks his car on the roof. Blocking the stage for some time there. Actually, Kasperczak and his co-driver had to push the car onto its wheels himself before coming to the end of the stage. At least the car was running though. Martin Kochi, first time here, great battle with Chris Ingram for 4th position at the moment. 4th quickest in stage number 7 for Kochi. 6th overall in stage number 8. 5th fastest in stage number 9, but losing a bit of time on Ingram in the stage. Just see the wisps of moist air in the Atlantic Ocean just blowing over the top of the volcano. This stage is absolutely stunning when it's sunny.
I like this rally. I have to say it's really, really tricky. It's very different than all of the other rallies I've done before. So getting the experience and trying to be clever, to drive smooth and to have some good speed.
Gravel 120.
As for Ingram, remember it's the first time he's piloted this car on the gravel.
And slight right. And camber, max 1 left long, to flat 2 left in at 40. Brake over jump, latest 4 right, plus tight wall, 60. Minus, stay fast, 3 left, in over crest, brake, double don't stay tight, 4 left, closey, over very tight bump, max right, 60, max 2 left over bump, 100. Max crest 150, slow a bit, short 3 right, don't.
Ingram and Ross Whitlock pulling out the pace notes, but Chris was saying to us at the end of the stages that he just had to rein the power in a little bit, saying that he was so used to driving the Opel Adam in these stages, burying his foot to the floor, he didn't realise how fast the machine was going through the stage.
Definitely fight for the under-28s win, and you never know what can happen, because the top 3 are going to be fighting for overall, so it'd be nice to slip into a podium.
Bruno Magalhães, the Portuguese driver, 2nd fastest in stage number 7. He set the fastest time though in stage 8, the first stage win for Bruno since the rally started. And another stage win for him in stage number 9.
Esquerda 4, certifica, logo direita 5, a fundo curta, 50, esquerda 6, a fundo curta, 30, topo fundo mais 150.
Bruno and Hugo, his co-driver, were just tweaking the damper settings on the road sections between the stages here on the island, just trying to get a little more confidence and a bit more feeling in the car. See how narrow the walls are here. They're made of volcanic stone and they're really, really abrasive and unforgiving. But up on top of the volcano, which is where most of the fans are, Bruno's enjoying it.
I tried to push, the car is working well now. The time looks okay, so we'll see what the other guys do.
As for Ricardo Mora, 3rd quickest time in stage 7 and stage number 8. Again, he did some changes on the car during the service halt, but the Skoda is sliding just a little bit too much. It sets the 4th quickest time in stage number 9. Mora powers his car around the rim of the volcano. He's 2nd overall in the opening round of the season as we wrap up leg number 1. last stage of the day for him.
Now we had to manage also the question of the tires because we had a puncture and so we came for this loop with two tires that did already the first loop, and it was tough. No grip, was like very difficult.
So with Mora managing the tyres, Alexi's on Pirellis. He's fastest in stage 7, but that's no surprise for him. He's fourth fastest in stage 8.
Стоп. Трамплин 30, правый 3.
Alexi leads the rally after 9 stages here in the Azores. 21.8 seconds ahead of Ricardo Mora. But it's a very close fight once again for the Russian driver, who, over the long winter, has dialed himself back, relaxed. He's become a little bit more mature with his driving. A slightly rebooted version of Alexi looking like in 2018.
We met the cows on the stage. In a narrow part, I was like on 4th gear and I break down to 2nd, so I lost a lot because after that was a long straight. So I had a small window to go through, but it was a scary moment.
Plenty of cows here on the island. Great for dairy products. Cheeses, milk, and all the other stuff is nice. So after the overnight halt, it's on to leg number 2 in the Azores with another group of stages. 3 stages fresh out of the blocks after the morning coffee, back down to service, and then running around and doing it again, but in a slightly different format to wrap up the rally. Foggy start to leg number 2. Stage 10 and 11 now. And Bernardo Sousa on the first test of the day. Big moment for him. As you can see from our helicopter here, straight on and into a wall. Bit of a mistake. Had to retire from the rally. As for Frank Thor Larsen, the Norwegian, it's into a tree. So on the second test of the day, Frank actually a really nice guy, but blocking the stage and delaying the rally for some time there while they recovered his car. So with proceedings back up and underway, it was Martin Koci next, the Slovakian driver. 5th overall in the final leg of the rally. 6th car on the road this morning, so the road not swept too clean for him. So there's no obvious tram lines to follow. First time these stages have been used. This is the first pass this morning. You see Koci wrestling with the wheel. He too is sweeping off the loose surface on the top for the competitors following him later on in the day. The 7th fastest for Koci in stage 10, a bit too carefully said to us in that stage. He was 4th quickest though on stage 11, so managed to respond and attack just a little bit more. So narrow and technical stage, but he said he drove it too careful as well, despite setting a good time.
In a bit, don't. 200. Keep 2 left long, minus over 120. Braking 80.
4th overall in the rally overnight. Ingram, the 7th car on the road, so he's behind Koci. He's 4th quickest in stage 1.
Max 1 left, half over
Picked up a puncture in stage 11.
Slight left into long crest, into 2 right.
But he was still 8th quickest despite getting that puncture.
Tight, 2 right, brakes 50. 3 right,
Koci
half in, brake
is
40,
breathing down his neck,
in.
now 3.3 seconds behind Ingram in the standings after stage 11. It's a tight battle between these two.
Ingram, rear puncture.
So Ingram comes to the end of the last stage of the loop with a rear left puncture.
We picked up right in the middle, so we've done about 12k on it. It felt like we had 2 rear punches, it was undrivable, but we've only lost 12 to Koci, so that's all right.
at the start of the stage. So in a comfortable landlocked position in third overall. Bruno's fifth driver on the road today, so got a better road position than he did during leg number one, but not a perfect start for the morning for Bruno. He had the 7th fastest time in the opening stage of the day. Lack of traction. Also just a little bit of fog as well, as you can see out of the windscreen here. Relying on the pace notes.
Esquerda 4 mais boa e corta 20.
And also with a problem with the rear differential of this four-wheel drive Skoda. Managed to set the 2nd fastest time in stage number 11. Bruno managing the car and his power and his times he's setting on the board.
I felt in the first stage that I don't have good grip on the rear. The car was all the time sliding, and in this one I realized that the rear diff have absolutely no pressure, and I need to change it in the. So the rally in terms of competition for me is difficult now.
Ricardo Mora into the stage, 2nd overall in the rally. Bruno Magalhaes is on his way down to service just to change the rear differential before the afternoon's loop of 3 remaining stages. But we're on board now with Ricardo Mora. The 2nd fastest time for him in stage 10. Big push from the start this morning. This is a classic Tronqueira stage, which is run as the last stage of the rally. Hitting the wall.
Vai. 60, tarde esquerda 4. Tarde esquerda 4. 30. Big stage. Okay.
Hitting the wall, stalling the car and back off again. He's very lucky not to break the rear. But blasts on. It's almost like Jurassic Park out of the window.
We hit the bank, turn, have to pull reverse and then go again. So it was, I might say I was lucky. The bad luck I had yesterday, today it was luck. I have to thank all my gods.
All of them. 10th on the road. Look in the fog. It's picking up the action at the start of the stage. Now with Alexei Lukyanuk, he has one brake caliper not working properly on the rear left of the car. So he's only got braking on 3 corners of the car, so it's just putting the balance out into the corners. Nevertheless, the Russian rocket sets the fastest time in stage number 10. He's 1.7 seconds quicker than Ricardo Mora.
60, правый 4. На правый 4.
With the brake caliper that's faulty starting to leak, his brake pedal's getting longer and spongy. That's a spin in stage 11. Dropping time, just trying to point the Fiesta back in the right direction, but fastest time anyway for him. 7.2 seconds quicker than Mora at the end of the stage.
With spans stopped, so I lost about 10 seconds there, definitely. And then I was hesitating a bit with the brakes. So I'm impressed with our pace.
Just 3 stages remain on Saturday afternoon on the opening round of the season. Just 60 kilometres of gravel action to tackle. But before we do that, we welcome back the ERC Junior Championship. And the Junior Championship, the under-27 class, is the two-wheel drive class, produces the stars of tomorrow. With €100,000 prize money on offer to the series winner, you've got Tom Christensen was running well on the first heat in the Azores, but big crash on stage 4 and he exited the rally after the timing beam, which is good. This guy is going to be a star of the future. This is Martin Seks from Latvia. His hometown is Liepāja, which is where the final round of the season is. Young driver, early rally leader until a puncture in stage number 8. Saw him drop time. Also slow because of an accident on the stage in the second leg of the rally. Was awarded a normal time. Diogo Gargo from the mainland in the Algarve is back for another go in the Junior Championship. We saw him a few years ago, but hasn't been rallying for a while due to lack of budget, but passing just 2 cars off the road there in the Volcano stage. Simon Wagner, new face from Austria. We saw him on a couple of rounds last season. He was 4th overall in the rally, but had to retire due to technical problems on the final stage of the event. More bad luck for Martin Seks in the Opel Adam. Himself a works drive this year. Only had first and second gear left in the car on the final stage and dropped down to 3rd overall. Managing to bring the Opel home, the remaining Opel home as well. Efren Lorena from Spain, driving a 208 R2. He was the 2017 Spanish Junior Gravel Champion. Had a tough start to the rally, losing time with a puncture, benefited from Seks's problems and finished 2nd overall. Diogo Gargo. He's been here before on the island. It's his 5th Azorean rally. He certainly is enjoying the home support here. Went on to win the junior class by 1 minute and 13 seconds. Not bad for him. Now he just needs to get the budget together and come and join us in the Canary Islands, which is round 2 of the championship. So with the Portuguese driver Diogo Gargo taking the win in the junior under-27 category, ahead of Lorena, and a positive end for Britain's Katie Munnings. Stages of the rally, stage 13, 14 and 15. Villafranca San Barras, 17.08 kilometres, then on to stage 14, 21.28, and then the final stage, 21.99 k's, and this is where Martin Kochi is at the moment. They had a great battle all weekend with Ingram for 4th in the event. Kochi's debut on the ERC is his fastest time in stage 13. As for Chris Ingram, 10th quickest in stage 13, 7 seconds slower than Kochi. Chris drops down to 5th overall after stage 13. But before the last stage, Ingram is 4.7 seconds ahead of Kochi in the standings. He was 3rd quickest in the last stage. An impressive performance from him.
To be up with legends like Lukyanuk and Magalesh and Mora, who are, you know, they're like in the 40s, and I'm 23. I pay for rallying myself. I work so hard to do this, so I'm really proud of that.
I'm happy with his debut in the ERC and the R5 car. As for Bruno Magalesh, winner here last year, 3rd fastest in stage 13. His rear differential's been fixed in service, so the car's working a lot better now, but is struggling with his tyres now. 2nd fastest in stage 14. Just wants to get to the end of the rally and claim that 3rd step of the podium, but a big drive for him. He was quickest in the last test of the event, despite coming to the stage end with tyres absolutely with no tread on them.
It was a great rally. Unfortunately, some little things doesn't go so well, but I show my pace. I show that I can win stages, fight with the best guys. This time I don't win, but it's life, is normal. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
past Ricardo Mora, it wasn't to be this year. He set the 6th fastest time in stage 13, took no risks on that one. 4th fastest in stage 14 and was struggling with the grip. 2nd fastest in stage 15 on the final loop of 3 stages. He'll remain 2nd overall on his home event. Not too bad though for the 2016 winner. Over that water splash has been the end of the rally for many, many years.
Just the first time driving this car against Bruno with European knowledge already and a very fast driver, and he did quite a good job also. So for us it's quite nice, and big congratulations to Alexei because he deserves it.
Ricardo Mora going back to his home bed tonight while the rest travel back to their respective countries. Alexei Lukanuk has to make one last push. He was close to winning here for the past few years. He's never been able to claim the top step and the win in the Azores. It's always been the rally that got away. 2nd fastest in stage 13, drove smart to save his tyres. The Russian has been leading since stage 2 with 6 out of 15 stage wins. And has enough time in the bag to do a little bit of showboating after the flying finish. Just like the Panizzi brothers in Rally Catalonia all those years ago.
I was so happy at the end, so I made some donut before the end, and yeah, it's just so amazing, and I'm really happy. Thanks to my team, to my sponsors.
He's done it. The one that got away, he finally got it. A new calm Alexei Lukanuk for the 2018 season, rebooted for the first round of the championship, give him the confidence to onwards and upwards throughout the 8 rounds of the season. So Lukanuk wins by 16.4 seconds. Maglage just 25.7 seconds off that elusive win. What a rally. Great stuff, Chris Ingram winning the under-28 class as well for his debut in the half. That's it. Lukanuk leads the championship, 37 points. 30 points goes to Mora, Magalhaes on 27. See how those scores change throughout the season. As the sun sets in Ponta Delgada, the home of the opening round of the season. Next up, we go from the loose stuff deep in the Atlantic Ocean and we switch our attention to the island of Gran Canaria for the sealed surface excitement as we go on to this classic event in May. We look forward to seeing you soon on the ERC. From all of us, see you soon.